All right, back for episode 5. Get my stopwatch going here. So I'm gonna move this princess out. Actually, we'll do the Congo line. Save some movement from each of our agents. Now that we have control over Cordoba, I can move that lady out. Start getting an eye on what kind of reinforcements Egypt has coming. Probably won't change my decision making too much because I'm just gonna be going full army for a while. But it will be nice to be able to see what kind of troops they have on the approach. Okay. Oh, look at that. All excommunications have been declared null and void. And coincidentally, I believe my agent just got over there. Or maybe he's been sitting in there, so we'll offer an alliance with them. Alright, so a lot of troops. Pretty similar makeup to most of their armies. A lot of basic infantry, cavalry, a few archers mixed in, decent generals. Alright, so we had Crusader army getting ready. Not sure what this guy's doing. If I'd given him an order to get to Castile. In fact, that probably would make sense if he's an urban militia. I've been training them out of Portugal to go join the crusade. Feeling pretty good here. Definitely want to keep up this training. Keep going with boats here. So we got construction in Aragon. Public order looks good everywhere. I believe I just finished a castle here. Got the boats training that I want for now. Getting a dockyard is not going to get us any better type of ships. Royal Palace. So we'll go for a Royal Palace. Actually, you know what? I'll do that in Lyon where I already have one. In Aragon, I guess we'll continue improving our military infrastructure. What kind of troops can I train out of here? Spears and archers. Feudal knights. Feudal men-at-arms. I'm assuming what will happen is once we hit the next age, having the Spearmakers Guild is going to unlock some kind of new unit. So although it doesn't give us an immediate benefit, we'll want to get that at some point. Go for a metalsmith for now. We got construction going everywhere else. And you know what? We might as well just get this crusade started. How do I do this? So okay, that's how it works. Now, before I do that, I wonder if it might make sense to send someone. Can I get this lady to Antioch? We'll go see who owns that first. Keep doing our recruitment in the meantime. I'm hoping that the Egyptians hold Antioch, so I'm not ending up declaring war on somebody else. Some combat going on. Jeez, my emissaries are all getting assassinated out there. Fortunately, he says that if we were to make war against some of his troublesome neighbors, he would reconsider the proposal. So, let's take a look at... Let's take a look at diplomacy. Troublesome neighbors. All of his neighbors are allies. That's a confusing request. And Sicily and Italy. This is probably held by him. Whatever. We'll wait on that. They own Tripoli. Let's see what else they own. So we finished construction in Lyon. Where else? Just in Lyon. Do have trade goods there. I believe I just built an armor, and this is going to be one of my cavalry places. So let's see. If we get this, we can get Royal Knights here. Spearmaker's Workshop will allow us to get mounted sergeants, so we'll go for that. I figure we'll go for that and then the Royal Accord. Recruitment is still going. Okay. Our defensive forces in Cordoba are completely full. They're at maximum capacity, so that's good. We'll keep merging. In fact, let's do this. Can we consolidate these guys? I guess anyone with a star you cannot consolidate. Is that how it goes? We can get our weak troops out and make a stack of mostly destroyed units. These guys are all good enough, so we'll backfill there. Might use some kind of spears in there. Alright, and then next turn we'll know what's going on in Antioch. Yeah, we should. Look at that. French are really putting in work. About to take this from the Germans. So, let's see. The French are probably going to get excommunicated again. They're allies with the Italians, okay. For some reason I thought they were at war at some point. Maybe that was earlier in the campaign. Move around a little bit and see what's changing, if anything. Alright. Next turn. Make this happen. Ooh. Okay, our king died. Which means, wow, look at that. 7 command, that's pretty good. Okay. No room. It's getting crowded in here. Okay, and Antioch is held by the Egyptians. So here we go. Declare the crusade. Alright. And I guess we just load guys in there. Yep. I'm gonna pile in. Now I believe what happens is the crusade will basically consume zeal over time in the territories that it passes through. And when there's a territory that has more or less zeal, it will affect the amount of new troops that are added or removed from the overall stack. What are we doing on public order here? Oh my lord. Is that so? Okay. So we gotta keep more troops in here. Keep all these guys moving. That everyone is still good. Got some more boats. Now, one thing I'm curious about, this conquest says for conquering provinces, for every 4 you score a point. Now I have 2 points, but I believe I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 territories. So I wonder if holding sea tiles counts towards that. I would have thought not, but I cannot think why else I would be getting points for this. Unless losing the territory doesn't affect it, which could also make sense. But either way, I gotta speed that up, given the amount of points that some of these factions have compared to me. So the Turks are in first place right now. And the Egyptians surprisingly don't have much. They're only slightly ahead of me, even though they own a lot of territory, seemingly. They should have all of this area as well as down here. Still only at war with me from what I last saw, yep. And the Turks and the Byzantines probably have their hands full with each other. Yep. Keep up recruitment. Go straight archers there. Boats and boats. Royal Knights, and so we'll do fuel sergeants. We'll make a little troop sandwich here. Alright, so Granada is our next target. Finally got our crusade going. It took me a long while, but we've got about 40 turns, 40 to 50 turns to make it over there, which I believe should be plenty. Managed to escape. Appears someone objects to the work he is currently undertaking. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. Okay. Jeez, I wonder if at this point in the game emissaries are not good intel gathering units and you just gotta use spies or something like that. So what I'm thinking is we send the Crusade. Why can't they move to Granada? I wonder if they're forced to take the fastest path. Let's see. Its objective is Antioch. Huh. Interesting. I literally don't have the choice to go to Granada, so I'm assuming that is because of what I just said, that they have to be moving in the quickest direction to get to the objective. So we'll load some more troops in there. I do want to keep some flexible army around, so what we'll do is keep, let's see, ferry everybody over to Cordoba. These guys got added in. Got some construction to do, so get a shipwright in Valencia. We can start making more ships. How long is that going to take? 4 turns. Construction in Castile. Oh, we can make ships here. Okay. Get that started. Everywhere else is good other than construction in Castile. So we started getting boats. Good on public order. We're going to be going straight for boats here, not worry about troop production for now. They don't have any... Oh, Inquisitors. Interesting, that's not a unit I've used before. It looks like I need to get to the next level of, what do you call it, city center in order to get Inquisitors. Let's see what are we not going to have trade here yet? Yeah, we're not really going to have much trade income because I don't have boats stretching around there. This might be a good time to start doing that. 1, 2, 3. It's going to take 4 more ships to get over there. So that'll be like 6 turns, 6 to 8 turns, I would guess, away. Then we'll see if it's worth investing in a merchant. But for the sake of trying out Inquisitors, I'm going to go for a castle. It's going to take a while, but we got the money for it. And just want to double check we got recruitment everywhere. Is the case. Alright, so we've got, let's see, 2, 3 pages worth of guys. Picked up some more troops. These fanatics, I believe, were not in the army originally. So we'll go for Morocco with this. And then, so this is what I'm wondering. They're probably going to reinforce from Algeria. Will they reinforce with these troops? Because if they do, I don't think their crusade has enough men to win that battle. So what we'll do is we'll send our king can't move. These guys are good generals though. We'll send these troops in to attack. Anyone make it there? No. Granada, and keep these men from reinforcing. And then we still have public order here. See what happens. Wonder if they'll retreat from Granada. I wish they had unit stats so you could see how high quality certain unit types are. We outnumber them though. Okay, there we go. That was a pretty sound victory. They got a good general. Let's see. Ooh, jeez. That was a painful battle for both sides. Okay. Got some money for that. French have been excommunicated, of course. Our ever aggressive allies to the north. Oh, look at that. They're dealing with a rebellion. Now, I think my other princess is gone that was in there. Don't have siege weapons, do I? Oh, I do have one left. Look at that. Now, I think when you do this, I think when you assault the walls, you risk destroying some of the buildings in the province. So when you capture it, it won't be as, it just won't be as good of a territory as it could have been. But I'm not too worried about that. I'd rather just gain ground and get closer to Antioch at this point. However fast I can do that. God, the French having those big armies on the border makes me a little bit nervous. Even though they're already at war with 3 different factions, I just am not sure why they need all those troops there. Got good armor and stuff too. So I'm gonna, for the sake of prudence, I'm gonna put a couple more troops in Aragon and make sure we can hold on to that. Just in case they decide they want to play the backstab game, because the AI in the Total War games are definitely known to do that. Double check that I haven't assaulted that castle. And then here, I guess we gotta just hold out until... Okay. Yeah, we lost a pretty good amount of troops there. I'm gonna hold out and starve them out until I can start keeping more troops reinforcing. I don't want to wear down my army of Crusaders too fast. Let's see what the zeal is in here, 15%. That's not so good. And it's mostly Islamic, so I believe when you're in a territory that has a lot of Islamic as opposed to Catholic faith, you're not really going to be recruiting troops into the crusade. You might be losing them, so definitely something I want to keep an eye on. You know what I'm going to do? I'll actually combine some troops into here. So I could use some archers, spears. They can use spears. Send the rest of these guys to join the crusade. Although, actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch. Keep that general, and then send these Janissaries instead. We've already got a decent. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back on that. Changing my mind. And the reason I'm changing my mind is because at first I was going to say I don't want to send this 5-star general into the crusade, but they've only got a 3-star general right now, so having a better commander in there is going to make my combat more efficient for the Crusaders, and I'll hopefully be able to make that last longer. I'm not sure if I've ever done a full successful crusade in one of these games when I wasn't playing on easy. When I was younger, I used to play this game occasionally, but I'm not sure if I ever made it through a full campaign. And when I did, I usually played on a lower difficulty and was just probably just building a lot of assassins. I remember loving to use a lot of assassins in this game, but I haven't gotten to that point in this campaign. Mostly because I'm currently of the opinion that going straight military is the only thing that makes sense right now. There we go. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Facilities destroyed 4. So there are 4 structures that were in Granada that are now gone. 2 that are damaged. I'm assuming damage means it decreases them by 1 level. They refused a ransom for those individuals, so... Okay. 2 more years. Lost a couple guys, but... reinforcing our king's army. Okay, now we hold Granada. So if I move him out, we can still hold Cordoba with good public order. And now the game I'm going to be playing is maintain public order while advancing. Because the provinces that I'm going to be grabbing will be majority Islamic. And in fact, I'll kind of mix in some bishop recruitment from Castile. And so because of that, I'm going to need to convert the populations as I'm marching through them with the Crusader army. Looks like we've worn down Egypt's military for the most part. I'm sure they have more troops back here, but you can see even in a place like Antioch, they've got low quality, small amount of troops. They might have had most of their forces on the front line against us because we are the only faction they're at war with. And now that we kind of grinded those troops down, it's maybe going to be easier going at this point. Keep up our recruitment. We can get mounted sergeants now. That's good to see. Some more boats. Might be able to connect to Castile's port faster than I thought. 1, 2, 3 more to go. Turn away from getting those guys completed. So in Granada, we do need to give out a title. 4 acumen. Oh, look at that, this guy, Don Mario. So we'll drop him down, we'll give him a title. I didn't even check to see what the title gave. What does it say? +2 loyalty. Okay, so he'll hold that. And we'll put some of these troops from this army into our king's force. Our king is probably going to be the guy playing the public order game, and we'll kind of trail the crusade. So some of these provinces you can see I'm keeping 1 bishop in. I don't need 1 in Castile because we're already full on, what do you call it? Catholic faith. Like I trained an emissary here. I don't remember doing that. Probably had him queued up a while ago. And we will send him to Cyrenaica, pronounce that. Geez, the scale of these games, I forgot how much management you end up doing towards as the campaign's going, and we're not even that far. We've got, what, 8 or 9 territories right now? It's going to be a lot to do. Turns are going to start to slow down. I'll do my best to kind of speed through decision making, so we can keep the military progress going. But looks like we got training going everywhere we want it. Jeez, our income is just ridiculous. Once you start grabbing territories, and it might be because I'm only playing on normal. It's been a while since I played this game. Just the rate at which the economy is expanding, even though I'm constantly producing troops, it's pretty insane. Oh wow, look at that. Holy Roman Empire is done. So this is one of those things that I wonder, when you get a message like this in the game, how does the mechanic work? Like, does this mean that they were definitely working for the papacy, or can there be deception built in, or like a chance that it will give you bad information for assassins? Because that would be hilarious if the Papal States were sending assassins after my guys. Although that's, I mean, who knows? That might not be entirely inaccurate historically, given some of the crazy stories I've heard in various books about history. Alright, so let's stack up our king's army. It's gonna fit in here. Do want to give him a siege unit, even though there's only one guy left in there. I wonder if I can train. Is there anywhere else I can train catapults from? Looks like Aragon might be the only place. Alright, so we'll do that next. Got some recruitment I can do here. Or construction, rather. For an armorer's workshop. Go for public order buildings in Granada. It's about to fall, so I don't need to rush the siege there. Send some more troops to occupy. These guys can move forward now that the king's here. And I will be right back. All right. Got our first boats up off of the port in Castile. So two more tiles to occupy until we've got trade wrapped around. And actually having ships at that port, what does that give me? Does that affect the trade income there? Not yet. It must need to be connected from sea tiles to another port, because the trade income is still 38 there. Recruitment's good. Alright, and what's going on here? So, still not many troops from the Egyptians. Geez, I wonder if we're going to end up in a race for points with the French. Seems like they just killed the Holy Roman Empire by themselves. There we go, took Morocco. I'll check public order there after that famine. Okay, that's still really good. Okay, so the Crusade march is on. We will add some troops to that. But I need to make sure that I have what is necessary to maintain public order. So if I move my king out of here, it's probably going to crash. Yeah, 48. So what if we move these guys in here and him here? Still not good enough. What if we move these guys, these guys? In fact, I'll just leave him and test this out. Once we get boats around these areas, it'll be easier to do this. So we'll just be able to move troops right into a new region. And if you're not familiar with the game, what I mean by that is we'll be able to, say we have troops in Navarre and we have boats that are connecting all these sea tiles to an area like Morocco and Granada. We'll be able to move them within one turn because the sea axis gives you immediate movement range. Okay, we can start building boats in Valencia. Now I wanted to produce range units here, I believe. So look at the Boyer's workshop. Navarre will go for upgraded weapons. Do the weaponsmith. Portugal. It's a boat place, so we'll go for a shipwright here. They also have 2 tradable goods, so it'll be useful to get ships there. Or a shipwright for trade anyways. I'll probably have enough ships to connect all these, but who knows what's going to happen with naval combat in the future. So having the capacity to train them elsewhere will be nice. And man, we destroyed a lot of stuff here. Morocco must have been more well developed than this before. That was public order in Granada, so it's barely hanging on at very high taxes. So that's good. So what that means is that if we were to combine these forces, okay, we can have very high public order. So let's get a lord out of here. This guy will do just fine. For the sake of saving time, he's got 3 acumen, more loyalty and acumen. So he's pretty much maxed out with that. And then we will add these gentlemen to the crusade. I'm just going to make this army absolutely massive. Almost got 3 full pages of guys here. On to the next territory. And as far as bishops, how are we doing? So we can send this guy to Valencia, move him over to Algeria. Portugal will still keep one in. Cordoba will still keep one in. Granada, do I not have one? I only have one. Send one guy back. Train a new one, Castile, so he'll get sent down to Algeria as well. Princess can move forward. This guy can move to... That is a huge province. It's like the whole screen when you're zoomed in. I wonder if zooming out would be a little more convenient at this point in the game, given how much territory we've got. This guy will actually go to Aragon and continue to reinforce this. Gotta keep training troops. Wonder if there's going to be any particular guys we can get out of here. So let's say I'm going to build a horse farmer and see if that will give me access to those camel units. I'm assuming I won't be able to because I am a Catholic faction and something tells me you need to be an Islamic faction to get Berber camels. But I'm going to give it a try. Once this watchtower is set up. Check on diplomacy, see if anything's changed. Holy Roman Empire is gone, so now it's just the English and the Polish that the French are dealing with. Let's check points again. For every 5, so they've got at least 15 territories. It's a pretty good amount. No boats though, that I've seen. Maybe in the northern area. What is this? The English Channel and the Baltic and whatnot. Maybe the French have got some stuff. I know they have up towards Friesland. I believe they have Saxony and some of these other provinces. Because I did not see the Germans being at war with other factions outside of the French. So I don't think the Poles or the Hungarians would have taken any of their territory unless I just missed that occurring. See where we're at with time. About at the 40-minute mark. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm not 100% sure that this logic applies to the game, but I'm pretty sure that the chances of a rebellion being bigger are going to be increased when there's a province that I'm occupying that has a high level of a different religion than the one I am. So, for example, if Granada or Morocco were to rebel, because they're at 80%, 84% Islamic faith, I'm assuming the rebellions would be larger. So in the case of a famine or something like that, I'm going to keep enough troops to keep loyalty around 120% or so. And then outside of that, I'll send guys forward. So like, if I were to send my king, what would happen with Morocco? It'd still be okay. So we have siege in here. We still have some siege. Our king has siege as well. And we just finished some new boats, so we'll keep doing the Congo line of ships. Then 2 turns we'll have enough to complete that connection. Wish I could see my overall trade income across all places. Nowhere has any significant trade income. Now, another thing that I'm wondering is, do I need to be connected to my own ports to get trade income from them, or does that help, or does it only help if I connect my tradable resources to neutral or allied trade ports? That's something that we'll probably find out in the next couple turns. So they retreated to their castle, so for the sake of speed, we're going to assault it just to keep. They do not have a good general in there either, and we've got our king here, who's a 7 command general. Probably won't lose too many troops doing that. Ooh, I think I just saw an inquisitor. Lost 266, okay. Yeah, I guess sieging places really is painful in this game, as would make sense. Alright, so I mentioned an inquisitor. Where did I see that guy? I swear I saw an inquisitor from maybe the Papal States. Proposing their alliance to the Papal States. Okay, so is that their? No, never mind. I thought I saw their king for a second. So Algeria is now ours. Get our taxes up there. They're not famous for training any particular troops, so we'll just go for the border fort. We were about to find out what the call it. Lost my train of thought. Either way, okay. So we want to get this up a little bit, this public order up to 120% or so. Start filtering troops out of here. 25 is good. You know what, I'll just hold on to some of my troop movement actually, because once my boats are connecting these tiles, I'll be able to move from anywhere. Every single one of my, actually that might not be entirely true. Most of my areas have a port on the province or next to it, so let's make sure we get a port on everywhere. What are we going for here? I don't remember if I had anything in particular in mind, so we'll go for a armor. In fact, we have, actually, you know what, I don't even know why I'm caring about the tradable goods thing, because I don't need money. The major concern should be getting troops moved around efficiently. I think my dog wants to go on a walk. Mr. Joseph. Let's see where we're at with time. Alright, I'm at the 46-minute mark, so I'm just going to finish up construction here and wrap this up. So yeah, on the next one we'll probably start going, just continuing on the crusade and keeping an eye on public order in these provinces as we move through them. I'll just backfill with troops as I train them. The crusade right now has so many guys, it's going to take a huge force from the Egyptians to hold them off, and you can see their troop quality isn't too great. A lot of urban militia and peasants and basic Berber camels and whatnot. And the camels probably aren't even super effective because I don't have too many cavalry. Like you can see I have a lot of cavalry cars, but most of these is just like one guy. Or at least a lot of them are just one guy. A lot of spearmen, a lot of feudal men-at-arms. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.